the big picture I see of all this stuff, of the podcasts with the president and those kind of things, is I kept saying they've been seduced.
Yeah.
They've been seduced.
Yeah.
Because I knew all of them before saying,
right.
No, never. And then when it came around, it was the promise of big numbers.
Yeah.
And
money.
Holy shit stuff.
Yeah.
And,
mansions and Maseratis.
And you get seduced by it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you probably convince yourself that it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You paint your own thing. And now to see it on the other end of it, where they're all going, oh, I didn't sign up for this part.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think they were going to do this.
Yeah, they're arresting people in Home Depot? Wait, what?
You said the files were going to come out. Now they're not?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I
didn't vote for this. No, you did.
Right.
And you gave it a platform.
Yeah.
And to say that you didn't see it coming.
That's ridiculous.
That's
either means disingenuous.
It's Breaking Bread.
Hey everybody, I'm out on tour on the Grateful Bread Tour. Make sure you go to tompapa.com and it will lead you to all of the dates. We just announced a whole bunch of dates going through next year even. We're going everywhere. San Francisco, Austin, Oklahoma City, Stuart, Florida. We have a run in New York. We're going to hit NJPAC in Newark and then go up to Boston on the same weekend. We've got the Borgata coming up later on. It's so many dates, a super cool time. Go to tompapa.com. The shows have been amazeballs. And also nambe.com/tompapa. Look at how cool this is. My friend called it the Tiffany of bread products. Look at that blue. We've got cutting boards. We've got spatulas. Everything that I use to bake these breads that I give to the guests all the time, I was able to design with this company, this super cool Art Deco versions of it. It looks great. It's very useful. Even if you don't bake bread, they have these beautiful flour containers and sugar containers and just a great line of stuff. I'm super, super proud of it. And I would love if you got some. And go to nambe.com/tompapa and you will get this beautiful box as well. There's a gift set also with a whisk, a bench scraper, and something else in there. I forget. It's beautiful though. Yeah, bread products. Go get it. We'd like to thank the good people at Factor for sponsoring today's program. Fall always feels like a reset. Between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days, finding time to cook can be tough. That's why we love Factor. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track, enjoy something comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets. Really great company. There's something great about coming in and just knowing that you have these meals that anyone that you grab, you're going to have a great meal and it's going to be easy and quick. I can't say enough good things about Factor, honestly. More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Salmon's my favorite. Don't tell the shrimp people. Support your wellness goals. Enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good for you fats. Savor global flavors. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter what your routine. It really is true. And again, the salmon is my favorite. And when you just come in and you just have this great piece of salmon and these great little sides on it, and you just put it in the microwave for like a minute, and then you peel off the top, and then you hit it for like another 30 seconds or a minute, and you have this great meal, and it's done, and there's no cleanup. Not everything has to be this making meal extravaganza that's going to ruin your kitchen and hours after you're done. Eat smart at factormeals.com/papa50off and use code PAPA50off, PAPA50 off to get 50% off your first box. Plus, free breakfast for 1 year. What? That's code PAPA50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with the code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Thank you, Factor. We'd like to thank the good people at Monarch Money. These people are great. You know, look, as you grow up and you have a little money and you're trying to organize it and try and plan for the future, for school, for getting out of school, for having a family, for your future, for how you're going to get out of the job you hate by retiring early, whatever you're trying to do, getting control of your money is always a challenge. And the good people at Monarch Money help you feel organized, confident in your finances. They're an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year. If you want to maximize investments, you want to increase your savings rate, you know, there's so many things about, if you look at your finances, and yeah, you have finances. Whoever I'm talking to right now, you have finances. Even if you don't have a ton of money, or if you do have a ton of money, what kind of rates are you paying? Where are you getting the best return for your money? Are you planning stuff for long term? Do you want to have some short term goals? Whatever it is, to organize it and get it down actually makes it more effective. That's why Monarch is so great. Monarch isn't just another finance app. It's a tool that real professionals and experts actually love. They were named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal, Forbes' best app for couples, and named in CNBC's top fintech companies in the world. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the code PAPA, P-A-P-A, at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code PAPA. It's a great way to pay attention to your finances. Take it upon yourself with the help of the good people at Monarch. Also, if you're not a member of the Patreon yet, you really should join. It's a great way to support the podcast, and we get extra bonus material. A lot of it's silly, a lot of it's fun, and we were really starting to grow that. We're interacting with the fans a lot more. So if you get a chance, go over to patreon.com, look up our podcast, Breaking Bread with Tom Papa, of course, and join up. It's a great way to support us and expand the community and have some fun. And that's it. Yeah, I'm just going to do the podcast now. Transitional lenses.
Oh my God, you're going there because are you wearing them?
No, but I saw your kerfuffle, and you were describing the trouble that of being a glasses person and having to carry your glasses and switch from sunglasses, which is my life.
Yeah, but you don't wear transition.
And I was thinking about transitional glasses, but it seems like
it caused a lot of trouble. I didn't realize there was any kind of negative kind of. I don't know some kind of stigma with these. That's not a
I joke
pun, right?
I
don't know.
Right
I was at the
bat.
Warby Parker, and they upsold me on the transition lenses. I was like curious. I was trans curious,
Right?
and I was like, I don't know. It does because you're doing the two-handed. And then I got the clip-ons. The clip-ons kind of look dumb.
Clip-ons feel stupid when you're in the 7-Eleven buying them.
And anyway, she said, try the transitional thing. Maybe you'll like them. And I did. And then so I go to Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk has this movie out. And I'm not here to promote that. But
the
Nobody
Angry
Two.
Man 2.
Nobody.
Angry
Man 2.
Angry Man.
Nobody 2.
Nobody 2.
And I get invited, and I assume Eric got invited, but I don't know. But I say, Eric, let's go together because we don't do a lot of things together in public, and it's been a little while since we've done stuff together in public. So and Bob is, I don't know if you know this or if your audience doesn't know this, but Bob's the reason we have careers.
Right.
Bob discovered us,
Right.
and has been a friend through this for 20 years,
And a mentor.
a mentor, but also like has become a good friend, and like almost he's like my Hollywood dad. You know what I mean?
I'm going to ask the question, even though I'm really more interested in the transitional lenses, but where did he find you guys?
We sent him a DVD in 2003, and we were fans of Mr. Show, and we put together this little package and just threw it out into the wind, and
Amazing.
he loved it.
That's so great.
anyway,
So all these years later.
I thought, it'd be nice. Eric and I will go to this thing. We'll walk the red carpet. We'll get a bunch of fun pictures taken.
Yeah.
Because, those red carpets, that's all they're for is like maybe you'll get one good picture.
Right.
Or if you put on something nice.
Yeah.
And we'll do some silly things. Maybe we'll do a little interview or something.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing, I don't even think about it, but I'm wearing these. And now they've gone half dark on the red carpet. They've gone so you can see the eyeballs.
Uh-huh.
And we post these pictures, and on the Tim and Eric Reddit, boom, headline: Tim Heidecker is now gone with transitional lenses, and he can no longer be funny. There's nothing funny about him anymore, and he can it's like, what?
What a bummer.
I don't. But then Matt, my producer's like, yeah, you went Belzer. This is like the Belzer.
The full bells. Come on, man.
But whatever. It's just all about. I'm 50, almost 50 years old, and I don't want to be dealing with.
I know.
Taking off things for sunglasses.
So you're going to stick with it.
I'm holding strong, and I'm just going to try to reshape the way you think of transitional lenses.
Hate aside, are they as convenient as they sound?
Not really, because guess what? They don't really work in the car.
Oh.
Because they're UV dependent, or they're triggered by the car glass.
Oh, jeez. What a bummer.
Yeah. There's nothing, well, can we agree nothing works?
Nothing works. That's my catchphrase at my house with my wife. Anytime she's like, the insurance company did that, or the car thing, or the pool thing. Yeah, nothing works.
No.
Nothing
I tried like a simple, I'm trying to stay away from using the AI because it doesn't seem to work, and it seems to be bad for on multiple levels, you know. But I was like, maybe it could do like really simple things. Like Google has Gemini, that's their AI interface. And I was like, I get all these emails from Substack because I signed up for Substack once. And they're all in my inbox.
Yeah.
Everybody's all this stuff. And I was like, hey, can you just can you start sending all those into like a promotional folder? The junk folders or something. Yeah. No. I can't like it was just like I can't do that. Sorry. Like that seems really easy to do.
Yeah, you work for me. Well, we do a thing on this show called an uncomfortable moment, which I usually save for later, but because you brought up the subject, I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump right to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wasn't sure what your viewpoint on AI was going to be. So in order to get your reactions, I asked AI.
Okay.
My AI, who is pretty obedient.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as surly
Who's
as
your
yours.
guy?
I call him Scoots.
Okay.
And he fails me once in a while. He goes quiet once in a while. But for the most part, he's pretty responsive. But anyway.
I like, by the way, you have a legal pad in front of you with nothing on it.
Oh, yeah, I never use this. I literally never use this. It's so funny you bring it up. I literally.
You know, it's funny.
I never write on it.
I know. Because I'm sort of like.
Why is it here?
I have a couple of like writing projects that I've been really negligent on and really procrastinating doing.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, in my mind, I go, I wonder if I got a legal pad. If I could, I keep fantasizing about that pad, but a yellow one.
Right.
The classic yellow.
Yeah.
Like if I had that yellow legal pad, that's where I could start working things out. Like this fantasy that there's, first of all, why am I just going out and getting one?
Yeah.
It'd be easy to get.
You could order it on Amazon. It'll be there at your house.
Or go down to the 7-Eleven or something.
Yeah.
And there's just something, the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking about the legal pad. That is the answer to my problem, but I'm not doing anything about it. Sorry to interrupt.
It might work. I have a Mead. The Mead one, it's white, but has the blue cover.
Okay.
And then you go up with it. And I've written on that forever.
Is that where you write your material?
Yeah, it's where I write material and stuff. And I kind of got away from it a little bit when I got not as picky. But whenever I'm jammed, I take that pad out.
Okay.
It does work.
All right. Well, then I'm going to stop on the way home and pick up a legal pad.
This is the other end of the legal pad. I said, Scoots, make me a cartoon of Tim with everything that he does.
Okay, all the media.
This is all all I said was all the things he does.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it came back with that,
That's
which
cute.
is kind of cute.
Ideas.
It's got no legal pad, but it's got cameras and microphones, ideas.
I invent a lot of things.
Yeah, you're always coming up with stuff. It's very impressive.
That's cute.
And then I asked it, okay, but wait. I didn't know what your view would be. So I said, what if Tim is anti-AI?
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back with this.
Oh, that's very communistic. It feels like a Stalin. I look like Stalin.
Right.
Which is kind of cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a quick story about that? Maybe you've heard, maybe you know about this, but it's hard. Thoughts on AI is difficult, right?
Yeah.
It's complicated. And I went to this party that this Natasha Lyonne was throwing for this company she was starting. That was supposed to be, or is supposed to be, this ethical AI thing.
Right.
And it's like you're working with artists to like develop the material so that you're not like going and like fishing for content elsewhere.
Right.
And copyrighted stuff and
That's
protecting
smart.
art. Yeah, so it seemed
Sounds
like pretty
nice.
noble, but maybe, who knows. So I go to this thing, but I don't really know much about it. And I'm waiting in line for a drink, and this woman comes up, and she's like, "Hey, Tim, we've met. I'm so and so, and I wonder if I'm writing this thing about this for Vulture, and I wonder if you would if I can interview quickly about AI." And I'm in line to get a drink at a party, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think, you know, if you don't mind, like my thoughts on AI is way too complicated for a conversation at a party.
Right.
You know, just basically
Good
like,
answer.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
So like a month later, I get this email from the research folks at Vulture. Hey, just confirming that you spoke to a reporter and that you said my thoughts were too complicated for AI. My thoughts were too complicated to talk about AI at a party. And I said, well, I think I just said I didn't want to talk about it. So I'd rather, because I don't want to be in this article.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Leave me out of this.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I said. Like I don't. I even said I don't remember. So I'd rather just not be in the article. I'm the quote on the Instagram thing that says my thoughts are too complicated on AI to talk about at a party. Thank you.
Jeez, Louise.
Fuck you, right?
So I guess the theme of that is humans are worse.
Yeah. I guess so.
Right?
Yeah, and of course, like the people that are the perfect people go, it's not complicated.
Oh God.
You know.
Right, now you're
Now
you're in it.
Yeah. So anyways,
That's ridiculous. Well,
just
then
to say that my thoughts are too complicated for AI.
it's ridiculous.
So then what'd you say?
Then I said, what if Tim was what about as K-pop?
Okay.
And it gave me this.
Cute.
But I was me because I wanted to get away from the communist one.
Yeah.
I was like, lighten him up. And then I said, no, he's anti-AI.
But he's K-pop.
But he's K-pop. And it's kind of the middle ground.
Yeah. Well, I think you're what's his name again?
Scoots.
He's getting a little tired of you.
You think he's mailing it in?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of insane, though. I
Yeah.
mean, we were just having a conversation when we got here about songwriting.
Oh my God.
It's like within 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound. None of it sounds like any. Like there's still this little element of crap to it that doesn't seem like any. But
Soulless.
also, I would like if I go to the pool or I go to like a public space or something. Generally, the music I'm hearing, I wouldn't know if I would be able to tell the difference because of pop music. To me, modern pop music is very inauthentic and it's manufactured.
It feels digital anyway.
Yeah, but that's just me and you because we're old farts who.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
I mean, I always hear my grandfather talking about the Beatles and how they were terrible, you know, like
right.
But I don't know. My daughter likes some good stuff. She's 11. She likes Nirvana and stuff like that's cool again.
Right.
And Weezer and stuff, but she also likes like very crazy like Japanese techno stuff that
Oh, yeah.
is in all the anime because they all watch anime now. And
Right.
it's just like
Really?
yeah, but that feels like it could easily be programmed.
Yeah. No, exactly. It probably is.
Yeah. But music
There's
is
something.
to be honest with you though, music is like 90%, and people are going to probably be mad about this, but music is like 90% math,
Right.
right? Like there's a programming language,
Yeah.
because there's only so many notes and only so many things that go together, and it does seem like an easy thing. From what I understand about like this Suno, I think is the big company that does it.
Uh-huh.
It's math, and then it's just them again, like just scraping through Spotify and like literally grabbing the sounds of
Right.
things, because you can take in Logic, the software that Apple has for music, you can now take a song, put it in there, and press a button, and it breaks it. It separates all the tracks.
Whoa.
So you can isolate the vocals or the bass or the
Right.
drums. And so they can do, of course, that's what they're doing, is just
Right.
taking like, I want to sound like Led Zeppelin. They're just like literally grabbing
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin and going, oh, here's the drums from this song. Let's match it with this,
Yeah. So, but what do you think is it the soul? Is that what separates like a real artist from
the point of view? I think having a point of view and a singular perspective on any subject you want to talk about. But
right.
yeah, and
If it's 90% math, then
10%, yeah, and that's a bad ratio. That's probably the wrong ratio.
Yeah.
I'm being extreme, but
Yeah.
again, someone's going to say that's actually not it's actually more like 73%.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's also for me, I always feel like there's the music and then there's the person behind it. And I want to, the more that person is interesting and the story is interesting. And,
Right.
The drama.
Yeah.
I'm a big Beatles guy, and like that story of that band is as good as it goes with the music, and the context of their dynamics and drama, and they're so funny, and there's lots of artists like that I care about, probably because I like learning, I like the history, and I like the stories that go along with the music.
It's interesting that the same is for like food and wine, and I'm not just saying that because we have a bunch of wine over there. If someone gives me a bottle of wine and tells me a story behind it, that they had it or that they got it from a certain place for a certain reason,
right,
the story changes my entire relationship with the thing, with the experience.
Sure, yeah. No, I have good wine relationships with specific places, and,
right?
Memories of being somewhere. Oh, I had this kind of wine and this one restaurant in Italy, and that's when if I can find that, I would try to get it.
Yeah, stories are powerful. They're really, really powerful.
Well, I disagree.
I mean, they're pretty inconsequential. You started getting really into music. At what age did you start getting into music? Because what you've been doing lately is so good. Your summer playlist.
Oh, thank you.
Was that this summer, or was that from
probably last summer?
Last summer.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Thank you.
And your music weaves into it really well.
Yeah.
It really, you're a very good singer-songwriter.
Oh, thank you very much, Tom. Gary.
Let me get a blanket compliment off before we go on, because rather than noodle around with it, I'm very impressed with you. You've made me laugh for
thank you, Tom.
years, and I'm so really excited that we're even here, because
I know. Well,
we've kind of crossed paths at times, very briefly, and I've just been a huge fan, and I can't believe the output that you put out. And when you talk about the stories of artists and stuff, you're kind of one of those people for me. Well,
thank you very much. And I've got to know you a little bit, but I'm a fan of yours. And people always think that I'm a anti-comedy guy, or that I don't, which is not true, but like I have some kind of thing against stand-up or something. But you're like one of the greats.
Oh, thank you.
And I just love, I've seen you a few times. I've seen you, you're special, and I'm like, God, that's a fucking master of the arts.
Well,
of
if
this art of stand-up, and that's
probably 8 years
genuine.
ago, I was at UCB, and you tweeted. I did a set, and you tweeted something very kind about stand-up,
nice.
and I was always intimidated going to UCB because all the cool
Yeah.
kids were around.
Yeah.
And that you kind of gave a nice little nod to the stand-up that I was doing. It really meant a lot.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just recently met Bill Burr, who I just also agree. Also, another one who I think is just operating on a very high level.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm a big fan of yours." Like he knew all my stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't know if you. I thought you might not have liked me,
Right?
Because I'm like a club comic, you
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
I'm like, and you're like an alt guy, and I'm like, dude, I like good shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whatever that, there's a lot of hack in my world, and there's a lot of hack in
Right.
your world.
Right.
There's hack and crap all over the place, but there are masters of, or there are people that are doing things that are on a high level, and I'm always impressed by when I see somebody like you who does something that I could never do.
Right. Isn't that funny? I mean, that's where the mutual thing comes, because I love, like, I couldn't do what you do either.
Yeah.
And but I love it so much, and you wish that you could do it.
Yeah. Well, like I'm a baseball fan, and I love watching great baseball players.
Yeah.
You know, like I could never do it. But,
Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan, and
So back to the music.
Yeah.
So this has become like a whole nother offshoot of the myriad of stuff that you make. But did you have music in your youth? Were you coming up with music?
yeah, I think music was maybe even first. I mean, I don't know about you, but a lot of the creative people I know, we were all just trying to do anything that was, expression of creativity. It was making plays or making little videos or playing music. There's a lot of music in my house. My grandmother played music or could play the piano, and
Nice.
by ear, so she could sit down and just kind of like figure out songs on her own. Mostly like
Amazing.
gospel music and stuff from
nice.
church. But
Where'd you grow up? Down south?
down I grew up in Latvia in 1923.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was gospel there?
No, she was like a Jim and Tammy Faye Baker type.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like
Evangelical?
Evangelical.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so my dad was a big classic rock guy. I grew up like loving that era, and just took piano lessons, took some guitar lessons, but also my friends all like either played music or started bands or wanted to start bands, and everyone kind of had bands.
Oh, cool.
And so that was just one of the things we did over the summer. And
Nice.
you go to the music store and buy like a little amp like this, and then a $100 bass guitar, and like just put bands together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was your big hit when you were like in school? Like if you were with your guys and wanted to break out, I'm going to show off with this.
Oh no, I mean, well, we didn't have any hits, believe me.
No, but
we
no
we would
covers?
play out, like we would play at these like all ages shows.
Yeah, yeah.
And very rarely did we have a drummer. Every once in a while we'd have a drummer,
Yeah.
and he'd usually be like an older guy that had his own place.
Yeah.
And like there's one
His own
guy.
place.
There was definitely one guy. Now that I'm thinking about it, was like a little inappropriate. Like, what are you?
Oh, really?
Why, like we're 16 years old, and like these three guys are going over to this guy's house playing drum.
Giving you beers.
Yeah. And we would make tapes. We'd make, we'd go to the Kinkos and make the covers.
Yeah.
And, all
Nice.
pre-computer stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what was the big one? Like if you're at the teen thing and you're playing it, would it be like a Zeppelin cover or would it be?
We did a lot of originals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we used to
pretty-
do Rain by the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
You know the song Rain?
Yeah.
We kind of, in the late 90s, there was that sort of 60s revival thing going on. And we were kind of little hippie kids.
Nice.
Little fish-loving guys. But I didn't really like any of that stuff. It was just that was the crowd we were in.
Right. How crazy was that documentary on the Beatles?
To Get Back?
Yeah. That end when there's all the acrimony and the fighting and the whatever and the Yoko and the things, and when they start just putting that together like song after song,
the thing that really broke my kind of, I don't know if it broke my heart, but it made me really feel for John Lennon was they're doing that thing on the roof. And I saw that they did a re-release of that in IMAX where it was just the rooftop concert. And it was just overwhelmingly, it was just loud and awesome. It was huge. And what I noticed was, okay, think about this. They had just written these songs like a week ago. Like within the week.
Right.
So they're just writing these and going like, all right, what are the words? You know what I mean? Like what are the words again?
Yeah.
And what are and they have to play it live. And Paul McCartney is such a it's like a Mozart.
Yeah.
Mozart?
I think
mozzarella. Mozart. But he's so gifted. Everything's so easy.
Yeah.
It seems at least.
Right.
So easy. And they're out there in like 45-degree weather. And freezing cold, fur coats, and Paul's just being he's got everything's easy, everything's flowing.
Yeah,
and I could see John, and he's probably like either trying to stop doing heroin, which I think is true. He's at a phase where he's either on heroin or trying to stop doing heroin. Right, and he's got a lot of problems.
Yeah,
and he's just gone through this month of like showing up and trying to make this thing work.
Yeah.
And he's up there on the roof and he succeeds.
The struggle.
He succeeds, but you see the struggle. And the fingers on the IMAX screen are 12 feet big, long. And you just see how hard it must have been. And just looking over at your fucking guy who's just not a care in the world, tiptoe. It's a bit warm up here, isn't it?
Get a little tired of the song.
I joke about Paul was like, he plays bass left-handed. Yeah. He was like, he switches over. Oh, this is actually easier.
Oh man, that was so. It was like watching something like I don't know, like a natural occurrence, like a tsunami or a hurricane.
I had a weird feeling watching it because it's very long, and there was a moment where I really felt like I was just not in a sort of
submersive.
I was like, I'm not there. I'm actually not there.
Right? Yeah. Oh, just the little conversation, the way the sound was done, it was really insane. I
was over in London, and it was so not interesting. But I was doing these shows, and a guy who works for Peter Jackson, who's a huge fan of On Cinema, came to the show, and he gave me the Blu-ray signed by Peter Jackson. So
really,
that was very sweet.
Now you got to get a Blu-ray thing.
I know.
How long you been doing On Cinema?
13 years.
Wow.
We just shot our 16th season last weekend.
Amazing.
And still like there's nothing else that makes me cry laughing.
So funny.
I did a thing with, do you know Mark Proch? You do know Mark Proch.
I do.
He was on What We Do in the Shadows, and he's
the
Kenny, the yo-yo guy. Your audience will know who he is.
Right.
You know who he is. We were doing this thing on Sunday for this thing. I can't really give anything away, but it's sort of a public function, and he was escorting me. And he's sort of my like I'm Mo and he's Curly in the relationship, you know.
Yeah.
And we were crying, laughing at what we were doing, and just breaking takes, ruining takes, having to start over again. And everyone understood. Everyone knew, like, yeah, whatever you guys need to do, because we get it. It's hysterically funny to us still.
It's
and
really
we feel like children getting away with murder.
That's some of my favorite videos on YouTube is when you and Eric are watching yourselves and laughing.
I know there is those videos.
It's just so the joy that you're so happy watching the dumb shit that you made.
Yeah.
It's such a great thing.
Well, you know, like the Steve Martin thing about like, I don't know how famous this is, but him trying to figure out the comedy he wanted to do was to find do the kind of comedy that was the kind of comedy him and his friends would do when they were just sitting around.
Right.
And where you were laughing and you forgot what you were even laughing at. You didn't even know what was funny about it anymore. And like, is there a way to like break that out into the third dimension?
Right.
For other people to have. And
Yeah.
that's always been our thing. And, so when we're always the best audience for our stuff.
Right. And there's the key to that, finding somebody, not even that you were looking, it seemed to have happened, but the person that makes you laugh like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that you both then laugh at the similar things.
Yeah.
Like that's
I mean, it's amazing. I've been so lucky. Everybody I've worked with I've just been such a fan of.
Yeah.
And they're fans of mine. And,
Right.
You know, they're into what I'm doing. And we feed off each other. So.
Yeah, like those periods when you would work with Zach a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're just like,
you just
I
look
can't
at his
believe
face and you're just like, you just start
or
like,
Will Forte. We did a lot with Will Forte on the show.
Yeah.
And we would write a very brief synopsis of what this is going to be. You know, we're just like, here are the rules and the boundaries.
Yeah.
And have fun. And if you ever get lost, we'll help you.
Right.
And throw you some ideas. But he always would come in and be like, this is like therapy for me. Like he would come in because he would go real intense and dark and scream. Nuts. Yeah, go nuts. But it was like, supported in a way.
Yeah.
It was controlled.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just like, we're just coasting off this major talent here.
Yeah.
We're John Riley and, people like that, where you're just like,
so good.
We gave them like the space to be as, crazy as they want to be.
Right.
And they felt like comfortable doing that with us,
And just getting as crazy and weird.
Yeah.
But then you end up, you direct stuff, right? Like you direct commercials and things.
Yeah.
Which are pretty more mainstream, but yours aren't really mainstream.
Do
you feel like
they are by the fact that they show up in like my daughter's YouTube feed.
Right.
But I'm very grateful because it's been like a nice bridging the gap between projects or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you're a work for hire. It's a work for hire kind of thing. You're being asked to, contribute, but this is not your baby or anything.
Right.
So it's nice and it's fun to make stuff. It's fun to go to a set with cameras and lights and be like, this is neat. It's still neat,
Yeah, that's one of the things I would always think about watching you guys is it seemed like you always were able to pull together what other people would just think of, like, how did you get like people down to the beach and a crew and start and a giant glass and do that, and then you're doing music and you're cranking that out and then you're doing these commercials and doing that. Like you seem to mobilize a lot of crew.
It's
not a small thing. It's like,
no, it's gotten harder. There was a time, I feel like 10 years ago, when it was we had the engine of the actual shows,
right?
The TV shows, to like keep everybody close and keep us on a schedule and the budget and all that stuff. Now it's a little more, the commercials are good, but the smaller projects are like, they're not self-funded, but they're independently funded and sometimes crowd supported, and that becomes harder. And then I get cast in a movie and I have to go to Arkansas for a month. And, it's hard to hold it all together. It's harder, but
and having to get people that aren't like in your camp all the time.
Yeah, and then everybody
pull them from what they're doing.
Yeah, everybody in our camp, that's definitely the first or second generation of people that worked with us or for us in different, editors and art people and stuff. Yeah, they've all prospered. They've all gotten great jobs doing other people's stuff. And, so we're proud of that. But it's also like, I think the creative metabolism slows a little bit. Do you not agree with that?
I do. And no, and you have a great song about that.
Yeah. Which one is that? Oh, Wells Running Dry.
Yes. Yeah. That is it's so great because it is about that thing you're talking about, how but there's it comes through even in the music, is that it's it's not the narrator of this. You get the idea. This is an artist who's slowing down a little bit, but still has it and is self-aware of it happening, which means that things are intact anyway, and it's going to change the way he does things, but he's still always going to do things.
Yes. Well, we're kind of, I mean, I'm sure you feel this way. We're lifers, right?
Right.
Like we're not doing anything else.
No, and there's no retirement idea, or you're just going to keep going.
No.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out different ways of doing it.
I was at the Magic Castle for the first time last week.
For the first time last week? Wow.
I'd never been.
Okay.
And people were always surprised that I'd never been. And it was my
Well,
wife.
people are now only becoming surprised that you've never been there until last week, because this is a new development.
Yeah, it is new. And there was a host, MC of the big show. And he was an older guy with a big belly and had a hat and a southern drawl. And he just stretched out one trick. You know, right?
Yeah.
Just patted it out.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's 20, turned to me when he was done. She said, "I just saw what your future is." Which is really pretty great.
Yeah.
I was like, I respect that.
Well, you said something earlier about your pad where you say, "Well, I'm not so picky," and I noted that. Like, what do you mean by that? You're not so picky about what you're writing?
Oh no, about how I'm writing.
Oh, okay.
I used to be restrictive of like I can only be in this pad,
right?
And I got to write like this, and the computer doesn't work. And then I, at a certain point, got whatever it takes,
right?
On your phone, in a pad,
a little voice memo,
on your computer,
right?
Pages, Microsoft Word, whatever. I took that superstition really off of it.
Do you set up time to do the organizing of that, or do you have to just like do you schedule time for yourself to do that?
Yeah,
God, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because especially just with the act, like with I'm always out on tour and I'm always have like a hour, 10, 15, whatever act that I'm working on. It's constantly so it's always taking from this is boring.
No,
but
it's not to me.
It comes from in my phone.
Yeah.
This funny, which is just where I write down a thing. You know,
your notes app.
Yeah, in the notes app.
Right. You have something. You have a note called Funny.
It's called Funny, and in it is just a list of bad ideas.
Right.
And that's like the crudest part. Right. Is just an idea, and then I'll move them to the computer. I'll write them out in the pad, and then they're in a couple different places.
Right.
And then they get put into new, which is paragraph form of like the new stuff that could now get into the act. And then there's one other file which is the act. And if it gets pulled off the bench, it gets to go into that.
So can I ask you one more question about this?
Sure.
I love this, the detail, the weeds of this. When you're writing, are you writing it as you will say it then? Like in the conversational tone?
Yeah.
The language of what you'll say?
Yeah, pretty much. It's interesting. Sometimes I'll look at and I don't look at it constantly, but like if I'm going out that weekend, I'll look at it and I'll look at a joke that's just been in there for a while.
Yeah.
And it's changed. It's not written the way I say it
right, because it changes naturally when you're out there.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I got it. I don't want to take too much of your secrets. I just want to maybe I could read one thing from mine, because I of course have the same stupid folder.
Are you happy I made you bread?
Yeah, of course. Stand-up, like these are just... Colin Hanks I've written down. I mean, I love puns, so I was thinking like, what if they're like casting directors are like, what should we do? I don't know, Colin Hanks. And I'm like, all right, we'll get Tom on the phone. As if they're saying, call in Tom Hanks. Like, no, I'm saying Colin Hanks.
Oh.
Who? Okay. Colin Hanks.
He says Colin Hanks.
Yeah, let's call in Hanks. That just made me laugh. But,
that is funny.
But if I didn't write that down, there's no way I would have remembered that. And I might not do anything with that. And I'm not proud of that joke.
Yeah,
but you laughed, so maybe there's something to it.
It is
but
something
in the
to
context of like 5 other things like that.
Yeah.
So I do have to be, you do have to write shit down because it will just get lost.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's so many times. Sometimes my daughter said something funny and I didn't write it down. I think it was at the Magic Castle. And I didn't write it down and I had to replay at the end of the night where we were, what the conversation was.
Yeah,
what was that line that she gave me?
Yeah.
And she said that the food at the Magic Castle, because you have to eat dinner there before you go into the thing, and she said the pasta the pasta at the Magic Castle was worse than anything she's had at Goofy's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it took me all night to cut it. I should have just written it down.
Right.
Just to save it. But yeah, it was funny. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. That's what I'm here to do.
Do you have to be a stoner to make stoner content?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. I've not that I'm fully. I don't really smoke weed. I have in the past, but it's not like
wasn't your thing.
Wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me.
But yet you made stuff that made stoners very happy for years.
Yeah. I guess so. The people always tell me that.
Yeah.
And we laughed without any kind of substance going on, but it was trippy. A lot of it was sort of making fun of trippy things more than tripping things itself.
Right.
But we feel like you could enjoy it on or off the stuff.
Right. That's good. Have you heard from Bill Maher?
No. What's your relationship with Bill Maher?
I don't have one. I'll tell you my relationship with Bill Maher.
Really?
Let me tell you. We went to the same high school.
Oh my God.
He's probably 50 years older than I am.
I was going to say.
But we went to the same high school.
Yeah.
And the one time I met him, I was hosting some show, and I was like, Pascack Hills.
Right.
We went to the thing. He was like, okay.
And you were established as a comedian?
Yeah, I was hosting the show on television that he was on. And he was just like, really? And he really just blew me off. And I was like, oh, that was mean. I thought we were, if anybody said to me, like when you came in and you're like, John, our editor, you're like, I went to that school too.
You go, oh, cool.
Yeah, just a little something.
Hopefully it dies there. It doesn't keep going.
He's not going to ask for your email on the way out.
I won't now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was really very, very dismissive.
I did hear from, because we did, if the context here is, I did a parody of his Club Random show. Oh. And
with Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
And I love that you didn't do it for 5 minutes.
No, we did it for an hour.
And it was so good.
But I just found I was like, I didn't really know I had a take on him until he did that Club Random show where I couldn't believe how dismissive and kind of arrogant, and I guess it was always there on the HBO show, but to really see it in stark relief in his basement or wherever that is, and just the smoking of his joints and the drink and the touching of things, and it was very like specific. Really bothered me. It really angered me.
Right.
And I just thought, we could do a really good parody of this, So and Fred is the best. He's one of my really good friends, and like just a great improviser and a great dialer in. Of awkwardness and subtlety, and also genuinely such a nice guy that I was like, you just have to be yourself, and let's just see where this goes. But it came out, and we dressed it up just like his place and everything. And then I heard months later, the camera, everything about it. These because you guys have these neat little stationary cameras, but it looks like they just literally put them behind a column, without realizing that you can't see through columns.
There's like a
what
bottle.
Are you guys
doing?
But I did hear through the grapevine somebody that worked for him or they said like when that hit, he was fucking pissed.
Really?
And was like, who is this Tim Heidecker? Did you see that? What the fuck is that about? Really?
Really?
And that goes to show you, look at, if you're that level, like, and you're doing something that distinctive, somebody's going to goof on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be kind of touched in a way.
Yeah, if you're a comic, you're going to laugh at yourself.
Yeah, but
unless you're not.
He doesn't.
Unless it's not funny.
He did that. He had that guy who's that Matt Friend. Is that his name? He does the impressions.
Yeah.
And he does two Bill Maher, and Bill Maher. That doesn't sound like me.
Oh yeah,
Come
I've
on,
seen that
man,
guy.
chill out.
I know exactly.
Just roll with it.
Yeah. What are you hanging on to? What is this thing you think that you're hiding that all of us see?
Yeah.
It's weird. Oh, Fred was so good in it because you would just say things that were so obnoxious. Mm-hmm. And then he had such a real response of just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I think he was, because Fred doesn't drink. And I was like, come on. You're not going to have like one drink. Like, is it that big a deal?
Yeah.
You're so sanctimonious. You're not going to, he's like, I don't know. Like, that's, it's such a hard thing for me to to push because it's so unreasonable to push somebody to drink who doesn't drink.
Yeah. And at one point, I think he says something like, well, there's some people, Fred says something, well, there's some people that can't drink.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't buy that
Yeah,
either.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
The early one that you did with just on office hours, just of talking about when Jeff Ross was on the show.
Oh my
This
God!
was early.
The clove cigarette.
Yeah.
It's not weed; it's a clove cigarette. I felt bad for Jeff Ross.
Jeff just looked
he's like, I'm sorry, I'm your guest, and you're treating me like shit.
Am I in trouble?
Or he goes, what does Jeff say? He likes some band. You like punk rock? That's what he goes. I like punk. You like punk rock? That is the worst music. I'm like, all right, Grandpa. Like, so embarrassing. I like Green Day.
Right.
That's about as punk as I get. Like, no, Bill, you shouldn't be saying any of this in public. This is really embarrassing, man.
I only like.
He likes the Sex. That's what he's. Jeff Ross like. I like the Sex Pistols.
Right.
And he's like, no, Sex Pistols are terrible. Actually, you're wrong.
Green Day is where it's at.
It's so
He said something about gun. Do you have a gun? And Jeff's like, no, I don't have a gun. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah. Look, as a comedian, you don't want a couple of comedians laughing at you like us, right?
Right.
I mean, that's not a good sign.
No, exactly. And if he laughed at your thing and was in on it,
right?
And we're not even having the conversation.
That's like a chicken or egg thing. Because then, if he's that kind of guy, I probably wouldn't have made that in the first place.
Right.
It wouldn't have gotten to that point.
Yeah. Oh, what a treat! What a treat! Office Hours is great.
Thank you.
You really kind of evolved that thing. It's got like such a nice feel to it.
Thanks. I mean, I appreciate that. I started just doing it myself on Facebook Live like 8 years ago.
Really?
When Facebook Live just came out, it was like you could go live.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought of it as like a radio station, like you could just broadcast and talk and people would listen and write. And so I did that for a few years. And then once the pandemic hit, it was like, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Let's set this up in my garage and do it with my friends. And it does feel like it doesn't get the numbers that, some of the other big boys get.
Right.
But it does. I was always such a fan of early Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
And even Carson to some degree, where it felt like this isn't rehearsed and this isn't that well thought out. Well, it is. That's not to say it is well thought out, but there's a sense of chaos to it.
Right.
I mean, Howard Stern, for sure, where it's just like you feel like you're getting to hang out with some people for a couple hours, and there's not a lot of structure to it.
But you do have. It seems like you do have mile markers that you want to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like a loose plan.
Yeah.
We do have a weekly meeting to talk about what's going to be
you do.
show,
It's
and,
great.
Kyle, I know this will air later, but Kyle Mooney is going to come by again tomorrow for me. And we always just kind of have this awkward, intentionally awkward, uncomfortable play that we do that's been going on and on.
Yeah, he does a great job on there.
Yeah.
It really is. Like,
but
what are you doing?
like growing up watching Charles Grodin when he would come on Letterman or Carson, you'd be like, I can't wait because this is going to be, I don't know what they've got cooked up, but they're going to get into some weird stuff, and not to sound like Carson himself by saying that, but
no, but it is. Yeah, it just has this personalities there that you want to check in with.
Totally.
And they all have their own thing. And it's really evolved into this. It's really cool to look at. Like this is why I always say this is why show business works so well, is that I would never say that was in your garage.
Right.
Like in my mind watching it, you're in a cool place somewhere in California. Like,
it's a little bit of looking behind. If you went there, you'd be like, oh, this is really small. Which is what happened when I went to I never have been on the Howard Stern show, but I went to the studio there because people there are fans of ours, and I visited. Yeah. And it's the thing where you walk in there, like, oh my God, this is it?
Right.
This is the space?
This is crazy.
It's small, but I don't know.
The illusion.
I always think those late night shows, I know they're going through some tough times right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't need the infrastructure of those shows anymore. And I can't bear to watch them, I know. From an audience perspective, it just feels like very dead.
Yeah.
And if I can have somebody like Kyle or somebody like Zach or Bob, anybody that I have a good, back and forth with, and they can come in and there isn't this structure of like, well, we got to go. Thanks for being here. 5 minutes, And do you have a quick story? We got to, because we got to make it quick. You were,
talking like two producers. Before you get out.
So I hope people just go, well, it's a podcast, but I'm like, I always say it's a TV show. Calm down. It is like, it's on YouTube and it's a TV show.
It's a TV show for sure. So. Yeah. No, it's great. It really is so good. Do you remember Uncle Floyd?
I know the name. I think it was before my time.
Yeah. He was on UHF on a television set.
Oh, really? In the Jersey
New Jersey,
New York area? Like,
yeah. And it was so like low budget stuff, but he treated it. There was a respect that he had for the form,
right? But
he had zero money,
yeah,
and he just had this funny puppet. And
I'm sure it's on you. Was it for kids or for adults?
No, it was for adults,
right?
But it was just weird, and you just wanted to show, like Demento or something. Like you want to go because it's going to be surprising. It's not going to be that.
And ours is live. It airs live, so there is a total. There are things that go wrong. There are calls that go not the way we want them to. Like last week I was doing it, and I really lost my temper with the guys because my boys Doug and Vic play drops throughout the whole show. They make sound effects and they're like children,
right.
in the best possible way, but also in sort of like their ADHD or whatever is sometimes they're a little trigger happy sometimes.
And very proud of themselves too.
Yeah, and they're very quick. They're very good at it.
Yeah, they are.
But sometimes it's not where I'm at, and I'm getting it blasted. And I was trying to tell some story. Yeah, and it probably wasn't the best story. It was probably about my transition lenses or something. And they hit me with the snore sound effect, And I really, Tom, I wanted to go home. I wanted to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was home because it was in my garage.
This isn't funny.
I was like, all right, I don't like being here right now, And it was live, and I was kind of stuck because I was just like... that's the other thing I like about it is there's a little tension there. There's a lot of love, but there's also this feeling of like people are like, when is Tim going to actually turn around and punch Vic in the nose because of the snore sound effects?
And who's the other guy with the red mic?
Matt, our producer, and Matt I've known since college, and he's like one of my oldest, close, basically a family member, and he doesn't really. He had done some radio and stuff, but I just asked him to come in and figure this shit out. Because I was doing it on my own. Yeah, and he's become a big part of the show too.
Yeah, he has a good persona of maybe I'm a fan of the show, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, he's trying to just get out of here on time.
Yeah, really funny. It is a strange thing when you talk the numbers of the big boys kind of thing.
Yeah.
it seems like it seems like so all over. There's no way to make sense of
I know.
of things.
Well, I mean, with Rogan obviously being the top guy there, I always think, has anyone listened to an ending of one of those shows?
Right.
Like, who has the time? And like
3 hours.
I think a lot of that maybe it was just like that sort of second screen background, like it's on while you're doing things,
Right,
and then
right.
and then that sort of you get that in the algorithm and stuff. And
Right.
who knows? I mean, I know he's got a massive audience and you can fill the Madison Square Garden with these people and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe it's going to turn or change. I was very happy with Maron. I mean, geez, like I love Mark and
he's been killing it.
know him quite well over the years and. Just this little warpath he's been
I know.
on the podcast
Because he's been so articulate.
Yeah, he's good and he's passionate about it. He's like a lifer for this vocation that we have here,
Right.
and it's just like very burning the bridges down or whatever. Maybe he's not. I don't know. He's just like being very candid about how he feels about the state of things. And it's nice to have somebody out there doing that.
Yeah, it was really very, very refreshing
Yeah.
and very on the nose. You know,
Would you do the Riot Comedy Festival? That's fast. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I only know it from your show.
Oh,
It was like they must have thrown big money at these guys to go tell jokes in Riyadh.
yeah. But you do get like you do. I'm sure you do corporate gigs and I don't have no judgment at all. But
You have to say no to some things.
You would have to say no to that probably, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
No, there's
But
There's
the
a-
people on that list you're like, whoa.
well, there is
Okay.
the big picture I see of all this stuff of the podcasts with the president and those kind of things is I kept saying they've been seduced.
Yeah.
They've been seduced.
Yeah.
Because I knew all of them before saying,
Right.
no, never. And then when it came around, it was the promise of big numbers
Yeah.
and
Money.
holy shit stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Mansions and Maseratis.
and you get seduced by it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you probably convince yourself that it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You paint your own thing. And
Right.
now to see it on the other end of it, where they're all going, oh, I didn't sign up for this part.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think they were going to do this.
Yeah, they're arresting people in Home Depot? Wait, what?
You said the files were going to come out. Now they're not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I didn't vote for this. No, you did.
Right.
And you gave it a platform.
Yeah.
And to say that you didn't see it coming.
That's ridiculous.
Either
Well, that's
either means
disingenuous. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's true, then it's, well,
Yeah.
you're not
an
that
idiot.
bright.
Yeah.
And if you are trying to bend it because it was self-serving, it's
despicable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very kind of upsetting.
But do you run into that out there doing the road and like working clubs? Like, are you running into guys that are kind of have crossed over into that world and then are like kind of being just surface polite? But I guess
In what regard? In like the performers or the audience?
Do you do like the Comedy Store and then let's say you run into like somebody that you would say ideologically you feel like have
it's
crossed
definitely
the line and you just try not to get it. It's like talking to your uncle who's a
right.
MAGA guy. And you're
Right.
just like, I'm not really going to get into the details. You're not going to get
Exactly. How are you?
Yeah.
Hot, right? How was traffic? Yeah, you been
Right.
on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
because you have to live in the world and you have to
Yeah.
behave like a normal person. Or
yeah. And it's like this very weird thing. Like that's kind of the impressive thing about Mark is that he's kind of articulating what I've been trying to kind of figure out. Like it's happening in real time and you're like, it seems like this weird kind of thing in comedy, which is so bizarre.
And not to say that people can't have different points of view and different values and stuff, but when you see it being kind of exploited and being used by those people, like they clearly were strategically using those guys to seize power.
Absolutely. Right? And you see people at the top, doing it and getting results.
Yeah.
And then you have a bunch of acolytes that start mimicking it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it seems like a movement.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but I think that I don't think it sustains because it's I don't think comedy is built that way.
Yeah.
I think comedy is built on whether it's funny or not.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you keep making people laugh and they show up.
Right.
If you keep preaching, you've seen like other comics
Yeah.
like on other side of the aisle, you know, once they start preaching, it gets pretty tiresome.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
I'm very political, I guess, on the social media.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes on office hours, I will talk about what I think. But I always feel like with the social media, it's like, this is just this free thing that I am using.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
this is not to be considered my work.
Right.
Because my work is, I hope you will, is what I hope you will pay for at some point, you know, or it's not like if I'm going to post something about, you know, an anti-ICE raid or something like that, it's like, don't treat this as like, why have you stopped being funny?
Right.
Why did you give up comedy?
I wasn't trying to be funny when I said stop bringing tanks on my street.
Yeah, this is just like my personal page that you can ignore or don't follow me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I try not to be preachy, but sometimes it's hard to ignore all this stuff going on. It's very overwhelming.
It's really overwhelming. And, you know, when people say, like, you know, stay in your lane or do whatever, or entertainers, if you say something, you're going to lose 50% of your audience.
Right.
You know, that old way of thinking.
Right.
Was, I think, valid at one point. But what we're going through now is unprecedented.
Right.
You know, that you have the scariest part of it to me at the moment is that you have these troops that you're going to put on the ground in cities, in American cities.
Yeah.
And they do that in D.C.
Yeah.
And you know from being here that the response is so out of whack for what's happening on the ground.
Yeah.
And but the rest of the country buys it and thinks, well, you live in L.A., what's it like? And it's like, no. So you know the same thing's happening in D.C.
Yeah. The
scary part recently is that these other states are sending their troops to D.C.
Yeah.
And when in earlier days, when people would say, would there ever be civil war in the United States? I always said no, because these guys are going to start trouble against what? The government? The government's going to stop that.
Yeah, drop a B-52
I never thought, and what scares me about these movements now is that, I never thought that the government would start it.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That they're the ones that are. So you're all going to send troops here and then garner a response from people.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it in different cities.
Right.
And they're going to react at some point.
Sure.
And
there's
then where
going to be
are
an activist movement that is going to form and protest, and as they should.
And then you've got.
Well, I mean, and I always say this because I'm on the road a lot and you're on the road a lot. We can attest. I think you and I can both attest that out there in the world, everything's not terrible.
No.
Like, not to say that there aren't problems and there's wealth inequality and there are people that should, there's lots of problems.
Yeah.
But these cities across America there's like people going to lunch, getting coffee, walking into their offices, driving around, going to movies, living their lives all over the country.
I know.
Especially in the big cities. If you go to the perception that somebody in Central Florida has about New York City has got to be so out of whack from the reality that they'll make your head spin.
Yeah.
Like I was, I was there last in the spring, and it's like, oh my God, this place is like killing it right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's out. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
There's people in the park.
I know.
And is there homelessness? Yes, of course. There are problems. There's crime. That's always going to be the case.
Right.
But anywhere you go, I've been to so many cities where you're like, oh man, Portland, I wish they could figure out the homeless problem, and I wish they could do this. I wish this could be better. But at the same time, restaurants are full. People are shopping. People are going to the farmer's market.
Far from, we have to put troops in there. Troops on our streets. The
fucking troops out of there.
In our streets.
Send them home.
I knew this was bullshit when the first during the first Trump administration, he was going off about Portland.
Yeah.
And how this is right after
war zone.
A war zone.
Yeah.
On
It
fire.
burned it to the ground.
Right?
Yeah.
And my daughter and I had plane tickets to go do my first spot out of COVID at Helium
Yeah.
Comedy Club. And we were like, do we go? Seems like it's on fire.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? We should go.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And we were going crazy being in our house anyway. So we
Yeah.
went, and she needed a haircut.
Yeah.
And
you can only get that in Portland.
And Tim, within 20 minutes, we're at a food truck eating tacos.
Yeah.
And there's all these beautiful people, and
Yeah.
they're coming to the show.
Yeah.
And there was protests on 2 blocks around City
Yeah.
Hall. And the rest was just trying to get along with their lives.
Yeah.
And to impose from the outside some other narrative,
Oh
it
my
could
God.
end up being really dangerous to people.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I realized the power of, and we were watching the news nonstop because we were in COVID. Now that it's all been out and whatever, there's still people
Yeah.
that are watching the news 24/7.
Sure.
And the way that you can control them
Yeah.
is pretty scary.
Well, I remember just earlier this year with the fires in LA, I was driving the 3 or 4 days after the fires, I was driving my dad back to the airport. And if you didn't watch the news for a week, you would have not known anything happened.
Right.
If just from Glendale to LAX, you just looked
Right.
around and it was just another Sunday
Yeah.
in the Southland. And that's not the perception and it was terrible for
Right.
many, many people. It was tragic. But yeah, these are big places with lots of complicated levels of things going on
I know.
it does not warrant the National Guard on any level.
No.
It's absurd. And we all know what's going on. He's addicted to violence and power. And control, and he's seeing how much he can get away with, and testing the limits.
And that's why it's unprecedented. And it's like, so it feels like if you don't, Mark saying stuff, I was thinking about this last night, Mark saying stuff, you always get to the thing of like, should you ever say anything?
Right.
And there's a lot of self-censoring going on now because people are scared to say things. And is there value in a comedian saying something? Well, if this guy says something and then more other people start parroting it,
Right.
and then more people keep saying it, and then eventually everybody's saying it, and then eventually it's called to light, and then change can happen.
Yeah.
So there is a real value in it.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying Mark Maron? Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
or anybody that's going to speak. That's going to speak.
No, that's why I try to be open about how I feel about it on these kind of things, because it does provide a little oxygen for other people to feel like it's okay.
Yeah, and it's this is supposed to be all of these efforts are supposed to rise us all up.
Yes.
We do live in one. This is our house. This is the United States is. We all live here.
Yeah.
This isn't about I'm going to succeed by you being devastated.
Right.
This is supposed to be you fight and you have a more conservative idea and a liberal idea, and they're too far and they balance each other out. And hopefully this is also our kids can go to school and just be happy little creatures.
Yeah, it's a great chunk of land here.
That element of the togetherness to try and make it go
we got
is
a great,
the thing that's been
great
lost.
country. It would be a shame if we broke it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's when I tour and they just want to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, I feel like, and people give me crap for that too, about like, oh, it's nice out there. Because again, I understand that there are inequities and problems out there, and things could be better, but it is not. There's no invasion. That's what kills me. There's no invasion of any. No, there are drugs in the streets, of course. Were there drugs in the streets in the 70s? Seemed like it.
Yeah.
Were they? You know what I mean? It's like there are problems, but again,
and there are communities that are up against it that are suffering more.
Yeah.
But the way to help them is to help them.
Yeah. Yes. That's the crime. Is they're going into DC and they're arresting homeless people and stuff. It's like, you broke these windows, right?
That's
like,
right. You caused this problem.
You fix it.
We caused this problem.
Fix it through creating affordable housing and reasonable wages.
Yeah.
And strong unions. And a safety net. So people, it's like all these problems can be solved. But they're not going to be solved by some fucking weekend warrior National Guard dude who's, on too much,
Yeah,
steroids
and going
or whatever.
after the weakest of the weak.
Yeah.
The people who are
Some of the
suffering.
videos are sick, just sick the way they're just, you could feel them. And I've seen a few of these have you seen this video? This guy, there's like a bunch of these, seem like newly deputized guys walking through a train station. And one of these guys doesn't seem like he'd be passing any physicals anytime soon, if you catch my drift. He's a little bit too much.
A little big dude, too much bread.
Yes. And I think he's like in sweatpants and but he's wearing one of those tactical vests that is not closing properly, And it's like the goons are going to be coming out of the woodwork, that are like thirsty for.
Yeah, let's go kick some ass.
Yeah, and spooky.
These are you see these people that are just, the weakest of us all.
Yeah.
And to not have compassion for them is just sick.
Yeah.
It's just sick. And, anytime that this happens throughout history, no one looks back and says, oh, that worked. That was a good time. When we went after those people that didn't speak English and we beat the crap out of them, or we chased the Jews or whatever.
Right.
It's never looked as like, oh, that worked.
Yeah.
It's.
Do you want to hear the funniest thing I just heard on?
I'd love to hear something funny.
Yeah. Well, it's about Hitler.
Oh, good.
I'm a big history buff, and I was watching this history interview about the last 48 hours of Hitler's life. Are you familiar with all that? It's fascinating. The bunker and the orgies going on. And,
oh, really?
And not with Hitler, but like just the staff and everybody. And Hitler knew, him and Eva Braun, they decided that they were going to kill each other. They were going to kill themselves, and they got married. And then they took cyanide and shot themselves, and he shot himself in the temple. Funny so far, right?
Hilarious.
But the plan was he wanted to be burned out in the garden because he didn't want the Russians to get the body. And he didn't want to be torn apart like Mussolini or anything like that. So they had a plan to get their bodies out into the garden out up above, which had been shellacked with artillery and bombs and everything from the Russians, because the Russians are like 500 yards away. And they get him up there, and they get some gasoline. They siphon from a car, like his assistants or his secretaries or whatever, and they burn the body. Probably not all the way because they don't have that much gasoline. And then they go back in, and they come back later. And in the meantime, the bodies had been burnt, but then had also been bombed. A bomb had hit.
Oh, really? Like Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah, exactly. And so they're just like this mess of body parts in this crater. Oh. And it feels like, the end of The Naked Gun where the guy falls over and the thing's running over, the marching band comes over. It's like, that's where you end up when you pull these moves.
Right, exactly.
You're shot in the head, burned and bombed.
And then an elephant sits on you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll clear out. I can't sustain. Are you really friends with Kurt Weill?
Yeah. Not the old 30s playwright, music songwriter. The Philadelphian.
The cool Philadelphia songwriter?
Yeah, I am.
He's great.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
Like Kurt stayed at my house when he was making his new album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's cool. Who else are you friends with that's cool like that?
I'm going to go through my phone.
It's like the Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Funny. Are these things funny?
Okay.
Farts?
When my kids do them, yeah. We stayed away from farts on Tim and Eric. We went right to diarrhea. I think diarrhea is the funniest thing ever.
Funnier than farts.
The word itself,
Yep.
the pain that you experience when you have it.
Where you end up.
Yeah.
Fat guys falling down.
Anybody falling down.
Fat guys getting up.
Definitely, yeah.
Monty Python.
Oh, yeah.
Ernest.
From the camp movies?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that stays. We had a funny thing on Office Hours where I was wondering if anyone's had sexual fantasies about Ernest. If there's any woman that thought of herself as burned.
I'd say yes.
Okay.
Do you remember your dreams?
Oh, yes.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, like they fade then. You know, I don't remember them right. A lot of plane crashes.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot, but
When you're on planes or just in?
no, just like the other night, I was like on a plane. I was like, like, oh fuck, here we go. Yeah.
When I'm on a plane and fall asleep, I sometimes have dreams that were like street level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get that? Like,
yeah,
yeah, those are weird.
Yeah.
Going like through a bridge. Like, should we be doing this?
Totally.
Yeah, those are weird. Do you ever have dreams come true? Like small dreams, like, oh, the green grapes.
No.
That kind of thing?
No. Not that I remember, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can do it. It's all right. It's all right.
Manifesting?
Yeah. What is scarier to you, a dark city alleyway or a cabin in the woods?
Jeez. I probably would go with cabin in the woods. Yeah.
Too isolating.
Yeah. Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are coming.
Yeah.
We never had mosquitoes here in LA.
I know. Now the past few years, they're getting me every in the ankles. The
Yeah.
ankle biters. Yeah.
I know, they're the worst.
Yeah. You don't hear them or see them. You just start itching.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, both seem pretty scary to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Tell me about your tour. What's going on with your tour?
No tour. I mean,
Aren't you touring? Aren't you doing gigs?
I'm doing this stuff this weekend.
Oh, just this weekend.
This probably isn't coming out. When is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I'm nothing to. Nothing to promote.
Do you like to tour with a band?
I love it.
You do?
I love it. I think I'll probably have to take a break for a while, though.
Yeah.
I think it kind of got oversaturated, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dip this last tour. It was like
too much Tim.
maybe.
Yeah, people get tired.
It happens, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to space it out. You got to space it out and pick your spots.
I think we'll probably do it. We did On Cinema in London last year.
Really?
I'm sorry, not last year, like 3 weeks ago. And that was crazy. We played at this great, you got to do this theater, the Soho Theater in Walthamstow. It's brand new.
Oh, yeah?
It's an old, like, classic Victorian 900-seater, but all new facility, like a new stage, new sound, backstage, beautiful.
Wow.
And we did 3 shows,
Nice.
pretty much sold out.
Wow.
And that show's very niche and very specific, but it felt like we were like doing a mainstream comedy show.
Really?
Like it was a great, just laughs where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was just very rewarding feeling.
That's so great.
So I think we'll probably do a U.S. tour next year of that.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's really fun.
That's really good.
Fun to do live.
Do you go overseas a lot?
I try to go overseas like once a month.
Oh, wow.
No.
That's a lot. Is that a lot? That seems like a lot.
Over to Seas Candy at the Americana. I go overseas, over
like
to
the
the
Troubles.
Seas. The Seas. They give you a free sample. I go overseas. I'm going to use that now, Tom. I go overseas, over to Seas Candy.
It's good. Colin Hanks.
Yeah.
Your music is really great. I'd like to see you guys live.
Oh, yeah. We are playing at the Lodge Room this Friday, but I'm sure this will air some other time.
Well, screw them. Is there one that's more satisfying? Like, where's your head at now? You do from the outside. You're creating a lot of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
What are you creating the most of now? Is it office hours or
Office hours is the most steady gig in terms of we really have committed to this like once a week thing. And, even if I'm shooting something, we find a way to zoom me in or figure it out. The On Cinema world will never end, it feels like.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for it to end.
Nope.
It feels like it's this alternate reality of my life. This character is just on this journey.
Yeah.
But we're able to do those. Like we do a season in a weekend.
A whole season?
But
how many is that?
10.
Uh-huh.
But it takes us a while to write it and come to the place where we're ready to do that weekend, you know? So every year we'll try to do that.
That's great.
Other little things in that world.
Nice. Have you written a book?
Not yet. Not yet. A book? Like a nonfiction book.
Yeah, pop up.
Yeah, coloring book. Eric and I put out a book about 5 or 6, 7 years ago or something. No, more than that.
Oh yeah.
The Zone Theory. It's like a self-help book. You'd love that. I'll try to get you a copy.
I would love that. That would be great.
You know about that book? Yeah.
Yeah, my roommate used to have that.
It's like
yeah.
they got rid of it.
No, I'm sure he does. Man.
We put a thing in the beginning of that book that it's for men only, and it's like a self-help book for men, and women aren't allowed to buy it. But,
That's great.
But it's really limited the amount of copies we could sell. But
Oh, funny.
yeah, there's some talk of book. Here. I'll promote something specific.
Okay.
That might not make sense at first, but Mark Proch, who I mentioned earlier, and Greg Turkington,
Yeah.
who I do On Cinema with, who you know as Neil Hamburger.
Neil.
For over 10 years, we've had a text thread going. That is, it is truly the funniest thing in my life that I've ever been a part of. I think. It is the thing that, like, at the end of the night, I'll be in bed and in the middle of it and be like crying, and my wife is like, are you off with Mark and Greg now? You know, and it's very wrong and raunchy and not public. You know?
Yeah.
But we've amassed like thousands of these.
Amazing.
And there's always these little stories that kind of have a beginning, middle, and end, you know, and they kind of peter out.
Yeah.
And so we put it out in 2020. We put out like a little bit of it as like a book, ebook called Marion's Wish. And it's a short version. We're trying to get Mark. It's always Greg and I trying to get Mark to do something. And
Right.
I think this was to meet the granddaughter of Mo Howard. And then it turned into this, like, sending nude pictures of Mark to her, and this funeral that he had to arrange for her, and seeing the dead corpse of Mo Howard, and it gets really dark and gross. Well, we have like thousands of these.
Amazing.
And we said, why don't we put them out as like a weekly serialized newsletter, essentially, that you can just, like a Substack. We're not doing Substack because they're Nazis apparently now.
Oh.
So we found this other thing called Ghost, but it is you'll basically sign up for this thing,
Yeah.
and every week you're going to get a new little short story from us that's from the archives.
That's cool.
And so we've got this 2,000 page document that we're now going through from back to 2013.
Yeah.
Where we're going through and going, all right, this is the one where I said Mark should be in a Ken Burns documentary about hair. And where does this go? And how many times do we say things we'll get arrested for?
Are you pulling things out?
We're trying to figure out what the line is.
Yeah,
because there are some things that really, you don't have it if you don't have this element to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we hope people will be just open-minded to no, this isn't real.
Yeah.
We're not advocating for anything.
Yeah.
Or making fun of anything in particular. It's just this abuse of this guy that we're using.
So that we love.
Yes.